Cameron Kigleiter here with HGTV. Now, as many of you probably know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So in celebration of that, we're going to talk to three amazing and brave women in the industry who have battled breast cancer over the last year. Let's take a listen.
My name is Kelly Aguirre, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in January of 2021.
Hi, I'm Shannon Beathy, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer April 29th of this year, 2021.
Well, my name is Rebecca Dervesti. I was diagnosed a little over a year ago, August 2020.
It has been a very fast but slow, intense journey to get to today where I'm at.
Diagnosed with a type of breast cancer called triple negative, which is more rare, more aggressive. So I did 7 months of chemotherapy, and then in the spring had two surgeries, and now I'm at a place where I'm just trying to keep the cancer from coming back. Not fully in remission. I still have some blood tests that show a small amount of what they say is circulating tumor cells.
I think one of the most important things that I learned during this process is, it makes you think about your own mortality. I think it makes you realize that, wow, they caught this early. You have a second chance at life. Like, do everything that you've wanted to do, everything that you can do. I'm very fortunate because it was found so early, which is the reason to get those mammograms. Don't wait. Some people are scared and they say, well, what if there's something? Well, there could be something. And the earlier and the earlier you get that treatment, the better.
I am so blessed with amazing support systems. Stu has just been incredible and wonderful and just taken such good care of me and been there. And there's been some really, really hard times, and he's just been such a strong, amazing husband. I'm gonna cry.
One thing I've definitely learned through all this that I would have never understood any of this before is that I'm fortunate that my cancer is treatable and curable. And I'm very fortunate that the chemo worked, because not everybody is that fortunate.
Well, I will never forget this day. It was August 13th, and it was a really crazy day because at noon, I got laid off from my job that I had been at for 13 years, and an hour later, got the call from the nurse that I had cancer, same day. So I knew there was gonna be a new chapter in my life, which in retrospect, it was all good because there's no way I could have worked and gone through the treatment. So it was a shock, but it was also one of those, close to a chapter, start a new chapter in life. And I knew there was a reason and a purpose to this next season.
The first 3 rounds definitely found that I would have the chemo and I'd have about 8 days of really horrible, like as horrible as you can imagine. But then after usually about day 8, I would make a turn and I would feel pretty dang good for 2 weeks. So I'd have about a week of rough and about 2 weeks of pretty good. So I would work everything around that, whether it be when those treatments were in Youth Nationals and US Nationals, or we actually, right after Youth Nationals, we bought a new house and moved, and my kids started a new school.
I think the horses, to me, were probably everything. It gives you a focus other than yourself. You don't have really time to think about yourself. You have to make decisions about things. The horses never stop. That's what I always say. It's not like a car that you can just park in a garage and you can forget about, turn it off and forget about it. These horses have to have care and thought and decisions made for them. And it gives you something else to think about and something else to focus on.
It sort of blows me away, like even just being at the show for a day, how many people have stopped me to say like, oh my gosh, like I love your videos and I'm praying for you. And thank you for sharing, and I'm going through something, or my close family member is going through something too. And
even now, people say to me that I see, wow, you look great. Like, do you feel good? Is everything okay? And yeah, just the fact that somebody is just thinking about you. People that I didn't really even know, that I was friends with on Facebook, messaged me and said, wow, I respect how you've gone through this, and thinking about you, praying for you, and that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, as Crazy Horse people, we've got grit. We're not afraid to just take the bull by the horns and just fight and go for it. And I had this picture. It's like, you're on your victory pass and your horse is bouncing around and being crazy, and you just like grab mane and just like hold on and just ride through. And that's sort of how it is when you're in the middle of battling cancer. It's a wild journey, and you just got to grab that mane and ride on through and not get dumped. So I think, yeah, that's the attitude I've had with this.
I've always been a big believer in mind over matter, and always have been very driven towards, what my goals are. It was harder to do mind over matter in this situation because it was pretty debilitating at times. So I just learned that if I really, really put my mind to it and work away at it, even if it's little by little, which I'm not used to little by little, I'm kind of always all in, that I could still get it done, just a little bit different process.
It's been a huge learning experience. They did tell me you were so fortunate to have found this so early. They said you definitely had somebody looking out for you. I had my mammogram on the 4th year anniversary of my mom's death.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the doctor, when I told him that, he said, that just gave me goosebumps. But he told me, your mission is, because this was found so early and you were so blessed that this happened like this, your mission is to get on social media and tell people to get their mammogram.
We're on this healing journey, this physical healing journey, but one thing I've really realized and just taken importance to is, besides physical healing, our emotional healing and our spiritual healing, and just looking at our bodies as a whole, and really looking at, okay, what emotional things do I need to work through besides just getting my body healthy, and spiritually, and just like things like letting go of bitterness and unforgiveness, and just really doing some deep soul searching is huge. And I almost feel like today I'm healthier spiritually, emotionally, physically than I was even before my cancer diagnosis.